Hey, good morning, everyone. It is New Year's Eve, 2020, and it's been a fabulous year with its hiccups, of course. Jakey Bakey first on the mic. Good to see everyone. Hopefully you joined us for training. If you missed it, watch the replays on Spotify, Entrepreneur, every platform. It's called the Playbook. You can watch every single training from 2020 that I did. Over 20 years of trainings I've done. You can see that there. I did during training, by the way, if you send me your one habit machine capability that you're going to work on in 2020, I will sign a book, send it to you, pay for shipping there. Happy New Year, Jeremy Greenfeld. Been a long time and a crazy year compared to the year before. You were probably the most missed person that I traveled the most with that I never get to see. But I hope your Popple's business, sorry, I almost said, is doing well. Send one habit machine to me, one habit capability 2021 to me. I will sign a book, send it to you, pay for shipping for you. Check out the trainings, the replays. If you missed it, we did an early Friday morning training on Thursday. It was awesome. Join me. It was great. And check out the black eye. You like that? I ran into a wall. Anyway, let's take some Q&A here. They're already bringing in, what lessons has taken you the longest to learn? The need to be offended. It's comes up all the time. I'm getting better at it. I spend, most of the things in ego, I spend minutes or moments in a bad place, but the need to be offended, I spend too long in. I waste time, energy, emotion, and I know it, and it pisses me off. So, everyone out there, keep practicing ending fear, practice ending the things you waste time, emotion, energy, and money on. David is the wonderful live you did earlier this week. Oh, on YouTube. Yes, it's on YouTube as well. It'll be there. Just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. I'll send you the links, david@dmeltzer.com. Same place as if you want my book, send me your number one habit. Jacqueline Burnett, my niece/cousin. Happy New Year. I love you and adore you. You're amazing. And Casey Adams, you're not so bad either. 949-298-2905 to join my text community. It's going to be an amazing New Year's. Here we go. What interesting side hustles have you seen, heard about recently? My favorite one's WFG. I joined Marshall Faulk, Hall of Fame running back and and it's the best side hustle that I have. Just helping people with their insurance and annuities and savings and all these things. Come join my team, my side hustle team. Just email me if you're interested. I got so many people joining me. It's awesome. And just my favorite of the year of the side hustles. So looking good. Colleen's out there at the New Year's Eve at the Grand Canyon. It's amazing. How do I stop overthinking about something negative? Get my book, Connected to Goodness, and learn to cancel, clear, connect. You got to cancel, stop, drop, and roll when you start doing that. You got to stop, drop, and roll. Your mind, your body, your soul are on fire. Stop, drop, and roll. Cancel, clear, connect. You can get it. David@dmeltzer.com. I'll send you the exercises, the guides, my books. All are free. Send me your habit and your thing. You need a side hustle, email me, David@dmeltzer.com. Join mine and Marshall Faulk's team, David@dmeltzer.com. Oh, Sedona bound, even better. That's awesome. Thanks, Colleen. I went to Sedona with Colleen. We had a great time with Master and Dr. Shaw, tracing calligraphies. What's your favorite way to ground yourself? Meditation. It's the way that I ground myself. I spend 20 minutes in theta, THETA meditation, allowing me to raise my frequency to my higher self, my neutral self, my centered self. Thank you so much. Bonnie, good, happy New Year. I would have to say you're my MVP coaching client. Bonnie, you're incredible. Just such progress from the day I met you to now. She makes money, helps people, and has fun with her life. And she has tons of kids and takes care of them all and her husband. So are you going to play paddle tennis in 2020? Is that pickleball or paddle tennis? I'll play whatever you want, man. I got a new ping pong table. If anybody wants to come over, we had a good holiday here, and I got a portable ping pong table, mini size, but still good for beer pong and ping pong. If you want to come over and play quarantine style, it's at least 6 feet apart. So safe sport that we could play together, come on over and join me. All right, who am I looking for here? Scott Greenberg at Star Stock Market, my marketplace for sports fans. And I got Scott. I got to do inventory of all the stuff I have and how much it's worth. It was my retirement for Miles, my 10-year-old son. But is at Star Stock Market. Are you guys here? Let me check out. Here it is. Cool. This business is booming. I've been involved in years. Dan Fleischman, Gary Vaynerchuk, myself, Andrew Metal, Lewis House. There it is.
Hey, David, what's going on?
Scott, man, you must be on fire. Your business must be on fire. It's been incredible. You know, some of the things during the pandemic, people going through cleaning up their garages by itself has increased the interest in inventory of all of our sports collectibles, including trading cards. What have you seen in the growth during the pandemic right now?
Oh my gosh, it's been absolutely crazy. Yeah, I think a lot of people, going through their attics or their basement collection, you know, and also we were just looking for sports entertainment. And so card breaking became very popular, which is where you can, buy into a live break and buy a pack of cards and watch someone open it up for you on YouTube. And it's just been a hell of a 9 to 12 months for sure.
It's so much fun, and the breakfast guys at the coffee with Dan Fleischman and you, and it's just so much fun for me because I was a card collector. In fact, I haven't gone through my inventory, but I've been buying. I just bought the number one, and this is interesting because football is the most popular sport 2-1 of any other sport in America, but yet football cards aren't worth anything, which is really weird, right? NBA cards finally caught on. But I believe that someday football cards are going to be worth something. I have a Justin Herbert number 1 rookie card. Was my big hedging the bet investment, because I think when my son is my age, football cards will be bigger than baseball cards, and people will be kicking themselves that they ignored football cards when they're paying so much for NBA and baseball cards. Why do you think football cards haven't had the same value that NBA cards and baseball cards or even Pokemon cards have?
Yeah, right. So what's really surprising is it used to be all about baseball, and now it's completely a basketball-driven market. Basketball is by far the biggest sport on our site, at least, and it seems like it's the same just around all the other marketplaces out there as well. I really thought, after watching what happened in basketball from last November through this summer, I thought football was going to explode this year, and the market was really hot in the beginning, and then really cooled off fast. I think there's a few reasons. I think obviously basketball players are the ones that are tied closest with like culture and media, and they're the biggest celebrities, and they're almost like their own companies and brands. And so I think that was kind of a no-brainer, and I'd be surprised if football overtook the basketball market. I think injuries really crushed them. I think when the first 2 picks in everyone's fantasy football draft gets injured in the first 2 weeks, I think that scared a lot of people away. Saquon and McCaffrey going down. And so the football market's traditionally been all about the QBs, which makes sense. And so I'd be surprised if over the next few years we didn't see an increase in popularity with wide receivers and running backs, but more so wide receivers, just because there's less of an injury risk. And running backs, you never know. Like, one example is, if it's 2-3 years ago, imagine what a Todd Gurley card would be going for compared to right now. So it's tough to put your money.
I got a card. I got a card for you. Hold on, where is it? There's only one of these in the world, and we're gonna put this on Star Stock. As soon my green screen. I gotta turn that green screen off. Anyway, it's a Topps PSA rated 10, number 1, 2017 David Meltzer Sports One Marketing rookie card. Me throwing out the first pitch at Angel Stadium.
We need that, and auto. Wow.
Autograph. And I'll verify it. Well, it's already PSA has. So how cool is that?
We need that on the site. You definitely have to submit that.
There we go. Well, I'm going to go through, I think this weekend, because we're in the pandemic for New Year's Eve, I think I'm going to go through and get all my stuff. I have so many different things. Now, explain to people the difference between, you know, like what Dan Fleischman's doing in his card store compared to Star Stock and utilizing a more market approach towards trading?
Yeah, well, what they're doing over at Cards and Coffee is really cool. Kind of creating the new generation card shop, basically. A lot of it's digital, a lot of it's in person. They combine it perfectly. It's really cool. I'm excited to get over there. We're in New York, so I haven't been out west to check it out yet. But basically, what we've done is we've created a stock market for sports cards, and so we actually only focus on rookie cards of current athletes. We want to create, you know, commoditization on the site, and basically allow people to come to Star Stock and just feel like they're buying into a player. And so I grew up a really big collector. I got back in a few years ago, and kind of the fantasy football side of me just didn't understand why I couldn't buy cards at scale and instantly. And I wanted to like day trade players while I was watching football games and basketball games. And so basically what we've done is we take every card that's on our site and we put it in one centralized vault. And so by doing that, you don't need to ship cards from one person to another. And so we separate ownership and possession. And so you're basically just trading the ownership rights on our site, just like you would for gold, basically. And so we've created a market where you can trade these players instantly. You can buy a player 5 minutes before kickoff. If he throws 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, you can sell him off right away. And so that's really what we're focused on.
That is awesome. And the process would be, do they have to be certified in any way?
So we accept graded cards. We also accept raw, non-graded cards as well. So we have both.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
Yep.
And you know, as far as the, it's all online capability of trading, correct? The same.
All online. Yep. Yeah. The cards are the physical cards are in the vault, and every card that you see on our site is backed by a real card. And at any point, if you want it shipped out, you can fill out a ship home request and we'll ship it out to you. But the point of the site is to allow people to trade it without shipping if they want to. And for the cards that we're dealing with, which are modern cards for younger players, rookie, second, third, fourth year players, we've found that most people actually don't really want to take possession.
Right. And how big's your vault?
Growing. We've been launched for 8 months or so. We've already moved out of Vault 1 and we're into Vault 2, and so it's growing. We have about 400,000 cards in our vault right now.
Oh man, undisclosed site, of course, in full security, more than the gold. It's like a national treasury. So that's so cool.
Exactly.
It's so awesome. Now, I know it's starstock.com. How does somebody sign up and get starting to trade?
Yeah, starstock.com. You can sign up right there. You can go to the account tab and you can fill out a submission form if you want to submit cards to us, or you can just create an account, put a few dollars in, and just start buying players. Either way.
And you pay the account too. So if I give my Dave Meltzer rookie card, I would just have an account and the money would be put into my account and it would stay there in the vault, correct?
Exactly. Yeah. So you'd submit your card to us, we'd process it, you'd get an email a week or two later, and you get notified that the card's in your account, and then it's up to you to go and list that to the market.
Very cool. And just so I know, if you're watching right now, make sure you send me what you would pay for the Dave Meltzer rookie card so I can get a feel for the market today compared to where we're at.
Yeah, let's do a little live auction here.
Yeah, that's only one, man. I got to be careful. I could create a Padre one because I threw the Padre first pitch out too, which was really funny because I'm a huge Padre fan, especially now, obviously. So
yeah, it's an exciting time for you guys.
It was awesome. When I threw that first pitch at the Angel game, I like the Angels. I was on Angel Radio. I did a sports blender show with an old World Series MVP, but I wasn't nervous. The minute I got on the Padres mound, I was like, that's my team. Those are my city. I'm from there. I was like, back in the old days, just
totally.
Terrified.
You lived that dream in your head over like probably for years.
Well, you've heard my thing, right? About people asking me about, I have activity I get paid for. I don't believe in work. And so I tell people the reason is I'd pay, and I still will, I'd pay the Padres $2 million to play second base for a year, and they pay their second baseman $2 million. So they have a $4 million swing. And I used to be able to tell them, hey, if you play me, I'll end up in the same place as you did last year, which was last. I can
Yeah, not
guarantee I'll
anymore.
do just as good. Not anymore. Now I probably have to pay $20 million to play second base because they don't want to ruin their chance. But I don't even think 20 men would do it. Anyway, starstock.com. I'm going on today. I'm going to start trading even more. I got to get the Dave Meltzer collection ready. And everybody go to starstock.com, open your accounts, trade the NBA, NFL, baseball, especially too, is one of my favorites. Man, what a great idea you and your co-founder have done, Scott. And you come on here anytime you want.
Appreciate it. I look forward to it. Go buy some Tatis.
Go buy some. I got 2 so far, so we're good. Awesome. Thanks, man.
Amazing. Thanks for having me. Take care.
Anytime, brother. Take care. All right, starstock.com. I love that space. I love it. It's going to grow, and how much fun. What an easier way to do it than shipping back and forth cards. Black guy is not, this is the black guy for the straight guy, or maybe not the try guy. Anyway, dude, I ran into a wall. I was working out and I was late for coaching, and I didn't turn on the lights, and I ran directly into the corner of the wall. And what? You know what? Team David Meltzer is Padre haters. They're LA Dodger fans. Man, it makes me mad. All right, let's take some questions. Remember, if you send me your habits, david@dmeltzer.com, I will ship you a book, sign it, and send it to you. So let me know your number one habit machine, capability of building a habit, or the habit you want to effectuate, david@dmeltzer.com. You can also text me 949-298-2905. Yes, Padres greater than Dodgers. No problem. Oh, look at that. Shiner's coming on. Anyway, whoo, let's take some questions. I love it. How do you set goals for the new year? Same way that we do every day, right? Take inventory of your values, personal values. What's important to me, my non-negotiables, experiential values. What do I want to experience? Big factor that people don't think about. Giving values, how much value, service, or solution am I providing? And most importantly, I'm telling you, you can't give what you don't have. Receiving values, you are worthy of everything you're going to receive in 2021. Allow it to come through you to others. Give your life away. Give your life away. Allow things to happen by working. When should we open a box of cards versus keeping them sealed for a long period? It depends on your own experience, right? Uh, you hang on to it. It's timing and risk tolerance. You want to enjoy it, open it up. You know, it's a lottery. You could have more value or less value, but do what you want to enjoy, right? I like the suspense of saving boxes of cards and opening it, you know, as lately, it's like a bottle of wine, holding it as long as I can, and a good bottle. Here we go. How are you celebrating New Year's Eve tonight? I am with my family, and I'm due East Coast. I live on East Coast time. I wake up at 4. So 9 o'clock's my wind down. So I'm not going to probably make it to midnight. 7, and I start my tomorrow today at 9 p.m. So we'll drop the ball on TV 9 p.m. Pacific time, which will be midnight. And just my wife, myself, my 10-year-old banging pans and pots at 9 p.m. And maybe I'll watch the movie Soul or something to wind down. Very good. All righty, let's check this out. What's the Unstoppable Foundation? Unstoppable Foundation, I'm the chairman of. We have 5 pillars that we're instituting in Kenya and all across different parts of Africa and India, building villages, college, high schools, financial literacy, food, healthcare, all water, the pillars that it takes for a sustainable community. We're empowering others to empower others. Check out unstoppable.org. And I wrote a book with Jack Canfield and Cynthia Kersey called Unstoppable, Creating the Life You Love. If you like that book, email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Happy to send it out to you. Best quote you've recently heard: still be kind to your future self and do good deeds. Be more interested than interesting. Don't take yourself so seriously. But there's so many quotes. I can't even think of them all. Bala Star, send me that. David@dmeltzer.com. Send me that habit. I'll send you a book. At Unstoppable Foundation Team. There you go. So much love to Cynthia's Kersey. Text me 949-298-2905. Has this been the greatest year of lessons for you? Yes, because I've been focused in on the lessons. I've been finding the light, the love, and the lessons and sharing the light, the love, and the lessons with more people. This absolutely has been the greatest period of growth, expansion, and acceleration in lessons that I've ever learned. And it's the first time I've been so proactive when I didn't have to be. So it's one thing when your back's against the wall and you lose everything to learn the lessons, but it's another to have nothing against your back and still have the same persistent, consistent pursuit of that potential, which has made a really big difference in what we do. Keep the questions coming, everyone. Thank you so much. What's your favorite food? Happy Meal from McDonald's. I eat it once a month. Makes me happy. 220 calories of non-nutritious but delicious food. If you were giving your younger self advice on the first day of high school, what would it be? It would be to ask for help. And the type of help I'd ask for is I go into all of the teachers, tell them that I wanted to get an A, move my syllabus up 1 week, ask what I needed to do to get an A, see if they would look over the items that were due early to go ahead and edit or help me with those to become an investment of theirs, share and ask for help. That's what I would do. And I'd start off on the right foot by having the humility of wanting to learn, to study. Attention plus intention would equal the coincidences of getting straight A's. Have you splurged on anything for yourself this holiday season? I have splurged to get my son a PS5. That was my big splurge, to go ahead and give that to him. I need nothing. If I needed something, I won't be here. What I need to do is empower other people and make other people happy. So everything comes through me for my family and my community, the country and the world, the best that I can, aligned with my values, predetermined percentage-wise at the beginning of the year, taking my emotions out of it so that I just know that each percentage goes to other places and it comes through me for others. I am more hungry to receive more and more and more so I can give more and more and more. You can't give what you don't have. A lot of people give to receive. I receive so I can give. There is no get to. There's only I'm sorry. There's no got to. There's only get to. I get to do everything, right, David Harley Jr.? Thanks for pointing that out. Great lessons. Just like there's no why me, there's try me. 3 tips to be a great salesperson. Just starting a car dealer parts department. Yeah. So to be a great salesperson, 3 tips are: 1, remember stimulating interest is the most important thing to increase the top of the funnel, the most important thing to increase your statistical success. So learn how to stimulate interest. And that's done with credibility and emotional attachment, quantifying the values, impacts, reasons, and capabilities will transition that interest. Number 2, and then 3, share that vision. Take 3 no rule into effect, and make sure as a second tip to put that into effect, the 3 no rule. You could go to search.dmeltzer.com, watch the videos on the 3 no rule. You can email me, david@dmeltzer.com, to get the exercises on the 3 no rule. And then finally, practice, practice, practice. Practice articulating the quantitative value until you are so confident that you can just say, do you see any reason you wouldn't want to be here? Sorry, you see any reason that you wouldn't want to do this? There we go. All right, we have the CEO of Your Game Inc. and the author of Mirror of Motivation coming on, Dre. There he
David,
is.
what's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, how are you?
I'm doing great. Let me turn my volume up, see if I can try this AirPod. Might be a little bit louder. I'm doing great, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing great as well. Happy New Year. It's so nice to have you on.
Same to you, man. I'm looking forward to New Year's Eve events
man,
right now.
You know, you and I deal in the mental side of the game.
Right.
And
Right.
we play different games. We teach different games. We empower people. But, you know, your work on your game is about enjoying the consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential. What made you establish, you know, work on your game?
Man, well, it actually came from sports, David. You know, I'm a former professional athlete, and when I first started my career, in 2005. So this is early days of the internet. Well, the internet was out, but before it was what it is. I was
Yeah, no, I
playing
was in the internet
basketball.
in 90. I was in the internet in 92. That's early.
Okay, so you were on the internet before I even had a computer. So
Yeah.
yeah, right. So when I started playing ball, I was playing overseas in '05. I put up a video of myself working out just because I wanted to see myself working out. I put it on this brand new website called YouTube.com. And this is '05, so YouTube had just come out. So players started finding me through that. They weren't looking for me. They were just looking for basketball. I just happened to be the first one providing it. So when players started seeing my consistency, they just started asking me questions like, hey, what keeps you coming to the gym every day? Or how do you have the same confidence in the game that you have in practice? Or why'd you keep playing? I mean, you walked on. I played Division III college ball. I got cut from my high school team 3 years in a row. So when they asked me about my mental approach to sports, I just started talking about it. And it kind of just came out of me, David. And that I didn't know I was teaching it then, but now I do it on purpose. So that whole philosophy, work on your game, came from that.
Yeah, and you are a mindset person like myself. You have the Mirror to Motivation, incredible book. And now that's come out already. Where can people get that? On Amazon, right?
Well, you can get it right here if you were with me. But since you're not here with me, everybody, you can go to mirrorofmotivation.com. Just the title of the book without the mirrorofmotivation.com. Now, the book is free. All you do is cover a small shipping charge, and I'll ship it to you worldwide, wherever you're at. So that's mirrorofmotivation.com.
That's awesome. And, I would love for you, I try to explain this. How do you see motivation and inspiration being different? Do you decipher a difference between the two?
Absolutely, I do. The difference between motivation and inspiration is motivation comes from the outside. So, for example, people who are watching this live right now, they're watching you because they're figuring, all right, David's going to give me something that's going to get me, light my fire, remind me of something that I already know, put me on to some insight that I hadn't thought about before, and that's going to get me going and get me ready for this new year. That's motivation. So motivation is the YouTube hype up videos you watch every morning while you're getting dressed, or the motivational speaker at the conference. Inspiration comes from within. Inspiration is something that you feel on the inside when you remind yourself of something. Maybe you have a vision board. Maybe you wrote down a list of goals. Maybe something David said at that conference, you wrote it down. Now, 6 months later, you go look at those notes, you read it, and now it lights something inside of you. So motivation and inspiration are not the same, but they can actually support each other. Because an inspired individual, think about this, David, I would say that you're probably an inspired guy to have done what you've done. And when you're inspired and you let that out into the world, it motivates other people. So the motivation from the outside can lead to inspiration on the inside, and inspiration on the inside can allow any one of us to motivate people from the outside. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's a great explanation. I think one of the other things about being an inspired individual, which we both have, is with that inside fire or light or lessons and love that we have inside, is that it doesn't allow, as much as other things outside of you can motivate you, the problem is the short-term effect of motivation, because that means outside circumstances can affect your motivation, and it can be like fear can motivate you, but only for a short time. But one of the problems is if you're not inspired, you can start looking and listening to what you don't want, what other people want for you. And you and I have been told for a long time, especially in athletics, you're not good, you can't do it, quit. I played Division III football for the same reason, right? And even my senior year, I tell people, I was all league my senior year, defensive captain, and I show up my senior year, I'm third on the depth chart. Right after three, why? Because I weigh 150 pounds and I'm 5'7", and they got some super Texas guy coming in, and just on paper he's now beat me out, and he's a freshman. That's the kind of stuff that you and I had to deal with. Which
what position did you play?
I played punt returner, kick returner, and very weak quarterback. Then just man-to-man coverage. But yeah, I could run scared really fast.
You had a good. That was the right position for you. Punt returner, kick returner. Yeah.
Exactly. So it was good. But I still love football more than anything. But I was inspired. It didn't matter to me that everybody laughed at me, made fun of me, scoffed at me, because they eventually applauded me, and I took that to everything in my life. What was the lessons for you being rejected and hearing no so many times that has carried over outside of basketball into your life?
Man, it sounds very similar to what you talked about. And just the fact that us being males and that testosterone and that drive, especially from the sports world, and it translates a lot into the business world, is just taking that competitiveness. So it was the fact that it might not have even been, yeah, of course, you got the trash talkers and the naysayers and the, I guess people call haters. I don't even like using that term that much, but those kind of things, of course, you can use that as motivation that can inspire you. But it's also sometimes just looking at the circumstances, David. Like you said, you're 5'7" and you're 100-something pounds. By normal standards, reasonable standards, you're not supposed to make it in football. You are not supposed to be successful. So it's not necessarily the people who say things. It's just you and the circumstance. And sometimes that circumstance is just the reality of the situation. Like, damn, this guy is 6'4" and 215, and we're playing the same position. That's just a fact. And the fact that you're not supposed to win, it can do one of two things to many people. And it just depends on our wiring and how we decide to face it. We can look at that and say, okay, there's a reason for me to fail. I'm not going to make it. I might as well not even try. Forget about it. Or you can say, you know what, forget that. I'm going to defy the odds and I'm going to do it anyway. And it sounds very cliche, but when we really think about it, that is the decision that all of us have to make in life. Because depending on how ambitious you are and how high your goals are, you are going to face that situation where it looks like, all right, this is absolutely it's not supposed to work, given the facts of the reality of the situation. But you decided that you're going to make it work anyway. And that's when you become either what I call a statistic or a story. So the statistics, David, are like the people, most athletes who are 5'7", and how much you say you weigh? 160?
150.
150. Oh, or not even 160. So most athletes who are 5'7", 150 do not make it, and you don't even get on the team in college sports, let alone do you do anything. And that's the statistics. Most of them don't. Who gets to tell their story, though? You, right here on this live, you get to tell the story because you defied those odds and you went at it anyway. So the statistics are everybody goes through the same stuff, the same challenges in life. The statistics are the people who go through it and they fail. They just become a number. And the stories are those who go through it and succeed, and then they get to get up on stages and write books and do Instagram lives and tell everybody how they went through the stuff and they made it anyway. That's the difference.
And I love it. And the other thing is, the reason I want to have you on for New Year's Eve is the mirror to motivation actually deals with the habit machine with self-discipline. You and I believe in the enjoyment of the consistent, persistent pursuit, like you said, of our own potential, right? 150, 155.7, I have a certain potential in football, but then intellectually with what I've been born with, or sales-wise, communication skills-wise, I have a different potential in business or in speaking and writing books. I have a different potential to pursue. But your book, The Mirror Motivation, is really about self-discipline and about the habit machine. What are some of the key takeaways from The Mirror Motivation that can help people on New Year's Eve create this great habit machine of self-discipline?
I'm so glad you asked this. The thing about discipline, this is the first principle of this whole work on your game philosophy, is discipline. And the number one framework that I teach people about this is called the third day. And even though you might not have heard of the third day, you will, because I got something coming for it in 2021. But the thing is, everybody knows the third day. And I'll give an example. And you being an athlete, you probably know this, but everybody listening probably knows this. Let's say you haven't been to the gym for a while. You haven't worked out for a while. You decide to go back. And next week, any of y'all who's normally going to the gym regularly, next week, you're going to see a bunch of these people in the gym. So I suggest you get to the gym early and go during off-peak hours. But anyway, so that first day you come back to the gym, you're excited, right? You decided to do it. It's voluntary. You got these new workout clothes from Lululemon. You got the new sneakers. You got the trainer. You got the boot camp package. You're going to do your thing. And the first day you're excited. Like, you do your workout. You're not in shape, so it's kind of hard. And the trainer kind of kicks your butt because, again, you're not in shape. But it's all right. You're excited. You go home, you look in the mirror, you say, I'm doing this. Second day, you're still pretty excited. You got another set of workout clothes. Your new workout sneakers are still pretty new. You get to the gym. No, now you feel like a regular. You're saying hi to the front desk person like you know them. And the workout kicks your butt again because you're still not in shape. And you got the soreness from the first day added in with this workout. It was pretty tough. But you make it home and you say, I'm doing this. A little bit less enthusiasm, but you're still in it. The third day, already on the third day, you're not excited anymore. On the third day, your whole body is sore. On the third day, your workout sneakers feel like they're made of cinder blocks. On the third day, you don't want to say hi to that bubbly person at the front desk who's always smiling. You don't know why they're always so happy. You don't feel that way. Third day, you don't want to hear from the boot camp instructor. You don't want to hear your trainer's mouth. You just don't have it. Your mind and your body are having a difference of opinion. The third day is when your discipline or lack thereof is reintroducing itself to you. And what the third day is about, I tell people in the sports world all the time, whenever you hear an athlete say that they're retiring, no athlete retires because they get tired of playing in the games. Now, David, again, I didn't see you play, but I know you didn't stop playing your sport because you got tired of the game. The game is the fun part. All right, you watch the NBA on TV, LeBron James. The game is the easy part. It's everything that you don't see that makes an athlete stop playing. When Kobe retired, what did he say? He said, I can't put my body through this training anymore. It wasn't the game. He didn't say, I'm tired of having 20,000 people come cheer for me. He said, I'm tired of doing the training in the off season. That's why you stop playing a sport. So the third day is for anyone, any profession. This is the times when it's not new anymore. The novelty has worn off. It's no longer the newness excitement. It's not that new car smell anymore, but there's a job that you still have to do, and you're the one responsible for doing it. And the third day is what separates the amateurs from the professionals, because the amateurs on the third day, they just don't show up. They don't, or they show up and they kind of halfway show up. They're there, but they're not there. In sports, we call that mailing it in. I guess they do it in the business world as well. And the professionals, though, they're the ones who understanding that this is their job, that they have to show up and that they're setting an example for everyone else. They show up and they bring themselves all the way, even when they're not motivated, even when they're not inspired, because that's the job of a professional. That's what separates, again, the people who get paid to do it from the people who, sometimes they got to pay to do it. Like I tell people sometimes.
It's so good, Dre. What I love about that is I tell people all the time, motivation will get you to the third day, but inspiration will get you from the third day to what I call the 30th day, because there is an inverse proportion on the 30th day when something becomes quantum in your nature, when you give it your all again and again and fight through with that self-discipline, with the focus that you have to have. What happens in the 30th day, instead of dredging going to practice or to work out, all of a sudden there's this inverse thing that happens in our nature where the habit itself, the self-discipline now says, whoa, I gotta go run today, right? If you see bad food, you don't eat it, or whatever it is. There is this transition that occurs from the third to the 30th day that takes you from motivation to inspiration, which I think is such a great way to finish this off. On the Mirror to Motivation itself, what piece of advice, end of the year, would you give to people to work through that third day? What's the one thing I wake up, I don't got a new outfit, I'm sick, I feel awful all over, and I start thinking about, hey, I don't mind hard for 1 or 2 days, but I hate long, right? I hate long. So what advice do you give to people that get to that third day? What should they do?
I would suggest that people go a level above the actual work that you're doing and ask yourself, why are you doing the work? What is the reason that you are showing up? Because the thing about discipline, when people ask me, Dre, how can I be more disciplined to do X, Y, Z? Is what I ask them is, why do you even want to do it? Because if you don't have a strong enough reason to want to do the thing, then no amount of preaching from me or David or your favorite motivator is going to make you become disciplined. You cannot force discipline on a person. You have to choose to be disciplined by choosing something that you care about enough that you're willing to be disciplined. So what do you care about enough? And you want that outcome enough that you're willing to go through the hard work. So if you like having 6-pack abs or a nice curvy shape for the summertime, it's January right now, are you willing to go to the gym 3-4 times a week between now and June in order to have that outcome? So if you do have that, then the discipline will happen. But that outcome has to be strong enough to push you through the third days.
That's amazing, man. Well, there is no better person to finish up my last IG Live for the year with than you. I got to tell you, you and I share so many things, man. What a highlight. They can catch you at Dre All Day, right? At DreAllDay.com, at mirrormotivation.com to buy the book, to get the book.
Mirrorofmotivation.com right here.
It's free. It's free, baby.
And
we got to do something in 2021, Dre. So reach back out to me. I work on the game is a philosophy. I love your third day. Every time I use it, I'm telling you right now, I'll try to give you credit for it. But if you hear me talk about the third day and don't, ping me so I can do it the next day and say, hold on, I stole this from Dre, the 3rd to the 30th day. Dave Meltzer and Dre, you got to do it for the new year. Build a habit machine. Read the Mirror to Motivation. It'll get you there. Thank you so much for joining me, my brother.
Absolutely, David. And don't worry, I'm going to brand it so strongly in 2021, they'll know without you even saying anything. Appreciate you.
I love your mindset. I love your attitude. Thank you so much. Have a great new year.
Thanks, Dave.
Take care.
All right.
All right, Dre Baldwin. That's right, DreAllDay.com, Mirror Motivation. Get a free book from him. Just grab it out. Him and I both do that. You can email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Send me your habit machine. I'll sign a book, send it to you, and pay for shipping. Not to outdo my boy Dre, but I can send it to you. Please, please, please. Let's take one question. This is the last IG Live for 2020. We're going to have even better and greater inspiration for you in 2021. Wow, there's so many questions I don't know. Yes, I check my own DMs. I'll answer that. Here we go. Any advice on scaling a business and what to watch out for? 3 stages of scaling a business. Number 1, the learning stage. So make sure you set your mindset that you're going to learn as much as you can to get to break even, because the main goal in being in business is staying in business. Then have an execution phase where you create the multiple and the value in the business. So why? You can enter an equity phase where you have an annuity in your business. The business makes its own business, is thriving. Learning stage, execution stage, and equity stage. You can email me. I'll give you a free exercise guide on this. My book's for free. All of it, david@dmeltzer.com. Join my text community, 949-298-2905 before the end of the year. Reach out to me if you need anything, exercise guides, books. Remember, guess what's happening in 2021? That's right, 2-minute drills launching on Bloomberg Television, on Amazon Prime. Reach out to me. You're going to love it. If you haven't tried out for the show, season 2's in June. dmeltzer.com/pitch. Pin below. That's how you get a hold of me. 949-298-2905. david@dmeltzer.com. Thank you, thank you, thank you for an unbelievable 2020. Happy and healthy new year to everyone. And remember, everybody, be kind to your future self and do good deeds. See you next year.